Not sure if you should upgrade from Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 to 2024? In this video, we're breaking down the 4 major upgrades you can expect. And by the end, you'll know whether or not to continue playing 2020 or upgrade to 2024. Let's get right into it. Number 1 on the list is Activities, one of the most exciting additions to the sim. There are 4 main activities: Career Mode, Challenge League, Air Racing, and World Photography. First, let's talk about the long-awaited Career Mode. It's the main new feature of the flight sim. But is it all that good? Well, what is it exactly? After opening the flight sim and selecting Career Mode, it will take you to the headquarters. From there, you can access all the different components of Career Mode. Here's how it works. You first receive flight lessons which allow you to get your different pilot's licenses. Once you get the licenses, it unlocks different missions. The missions include firefighting, crop dusting, banner towing, search and rescue, charter flying, medevac, airline piloting, and cargo transport. Depending on your performance in the mission, you can earn money which eventually allows you to purchase aircraft, build your fleet, and even start your own company. I think this is all very cool, and I will be spending a lot of time in Career Mode. The second activity is Challenge League, another really fun one. Challenge League is a competitive way where you can test your skills in weekly challenges against other players. The challenges can vary each week, ranging from air races to precision landing to low-altitude challenges. Players start at bronze and can climb through silver, gold, diamond, and all the way to platinum depending on weekly performance. It's a great way to compete with your friends and improve your flying skills. I personally really enjoy it. The third activity is Air Racing, which is separate from Challenge League. There are 4 types of air races which can all be found under the Activities tab: Rally Races, Low-Altitude Races, Red Bull Air Races, and National Championship Air Races. Rally Races requires the pilot to fly between pylons as fast as possible, whereas Low-Altitude scores you on both your speed and your altitude. For some reason, the other 2 racing activities are still coming soon, which is pretty annoying. Nonetheless, the racing I've done so far has been very enjoyable. Lastly, World Photography allows you to leave your aircraft, walk around, and take photos of the scenery. I don't really enjoy this one, and I haven't really been taking pictures, but I have been utilizing the feature that lets you walk around. Overall, I really like the new activities. I feel like they really add to the sim. I will say, though, that they do kind of feel like add-ons of 2020, but that doesn't make them any less enjoyable. We're now going to be talking about the second major update, another thing I've been excited about, which is the Static World. MSFS 2024 takes major steps forward in visuals and environmental detail. Let's first talk about all the improvements to the graphics and visuals. And I have to admit, the graphics and textures do look significantly better than in 2020. For one, the ground is much more detailed. The rocks, grasses, and dirt look much better. And even the asphalt and concrete appear realistically worn. Aircraft also leave tire marks on the ground, which is pretty cool. Water has also been improved, especially in the way the waves move and behave. Another huge graphics improvement are the 27 different biomes. Trees, plants, and landscapes look so much better and now match the local geography of each region. I think this is a great thing that is incorporated into the sim. In addition to all this, Microsoft has completely redone their lighting system. Sunsets, sunrises, day, and night all look incredible. Another major addition to the Static World is the incorporation of worldwide oil rigs and helipads, greatly expanding helicopter flying. The oil rigs look fantastic, and it really surprises me just how many helipads there are in the world. The Static World updates are exactly what I would have hoped for. They really do add to the immersive flying experience. If you are enjoying this video and want to see more content like this, please consider liking and subscribing. In addition to the Static World, the Living World, the third major update we will be talking about has also received some major improvements. Let's first talk about weather. The weather system has been completely redone. The clouds, for one, look more realistic than ever. Live weather has been refined to better match real-world conditions, and things such as tornadoes, aurora borealis, and even seasons have been added. And I think the seasons look remarkably good, and they add another level of realism to the sim. Vehicle traffic in the sim has also been updated. Live air traffic, for one, has been improved. Aircraft are closer to real time, and you can even sometimes see accurate airline liveries. The incorporation of boat traffic now reflects real-time global shipping routes. Cars and trucks on the roads display more realistic driving behavior. Wildlife in the Living World has been expanded. You will now see many more animals throughout the world in a higher variety of species. Animals even reflect actual migration patterns throughout the year. The Living World has overall been greatly updated from 2020, and although it is not as significant as some of the other upgrades, it is still necessary. Finally, let's look at the physics of the new flight sim, which is the primary feature if you are focusing on realistic simulation. Microsoft announced an entirely new physics engine, and I have to admit, it is much better. In MSFS 2020, the physics felt very simple, unrealistic, and arcade-like. But in 2024, as soon as I began rolling down the runway and taking off, I could feel an immediate difference. Ground handling feels more realistic, especially during takeoffs and landings. Flying through turbulence and weather is much more dynamic, and even seaplane physics on water has been vastly improved. Physics are very important for me, and the update brings Microsoft Flight Simulator closer to real-world flying than ever before. We have already covered the major improvements, but there are some other noteworthy updates that have been implemented into the new sim. An electronic flight bag has been incorporated, allowing for extensive and realistic pre-flighting and navigation. The aircraft selection in 2024, in my opinion, is better than 2020, with the inclusion of gyrocopters, blimps, and hot air balloons. The marketplace has been improved. You can now rent planes or use a free trial before purchasing them. However, as of now, it is still coming soon. I don't know why, but it's very frustrating. Another noteworthy thing is that the game now runs mostly on the cloud, meaning the size of the game is now only 30 gigabytes compared to 150 in 2020. Cloud streaming also shortens loading times. However, this means that you need a high-speed internet connection. The infamous loading queue is also the result of cloud streaming, even though that problem has probably been completely fixed. So there you have it, an overview of the entire sim. But is it worth buying? Well, for those of you who already have 2020, if you're willing to spend the money, I think you should get it. But if you're a casual simmer in 2020 and you're still enjoying it, why spend $70 if you're already having fun in 2020? Although that's not to say that 2024 is not even more fun. For me, I'm glad I bought the new sim, especially since I fly a lot, but that doesn't mean you should. I should mention that I have been experiencing a few bugs and glitches, but I didn't talk about that too much because it's very likely that, before long, most of them will be fixed. I also have to say that I was slightly underwhelmed when I began flying, even though I still really enjoyed it. I'll leave it at this. 2020 is still a great sim, but 2024 is even better. It's up to you to decide if it's worth the money.